Hi, my name is Ed Dratz. I'm in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, and I'm a professor of biochemistry at Montana State University. So ever since I was a young child, I really was fascinated by how life works. Why are each of us so different? Why do we have different preferences? Why do we have different things that we like and dislike? And how does our brain work? So I spent my formative years on a farm in Minnesota, and it was a wonderful place. I learned, had a lot of responsibilities there, did a lot of chores, took care of a lot of animals, helped in all aspects of the farm work, and it made me even more curious about how the cycle of life worked and what was going on under the hood in all these biological systems. And then I went to college at a four-year college, liberal arts college in Minnesota, and the wonderful thing about that was I was able to do research in the lab all 4 years I was there. It was a great opportunity, and that's what really made me a scientist, is I got so curious about so many things and how I might approach them. Then I went to University of California, Berkeley. We used to call it Berkeley back then, it probably still is, where I got a PhD in chemistry and biochemistry and studied biological systems more deeply. I was a postdoc at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and then had my first faculty job at University of California in Santa Cruz, where I was for about 20 years doing all this kind of work. And then 27 years ago I moved to Montana State, and it's been a wonderful place to be, and we've built quite a very capable research program here. So these days my main area of research is a new area called systems biology, and it's really just a few years old. And what we're trying to do is integrate the information that's in our genes, the proteins that we make in our bodies under different conditions, and different conditions of stress or different conditions of sleeplessness or lifestyle or whatever, and the foods we eat, to get a better understanding of how our bodies are working and how we can optimize how they work, how we can be healthier and how we can be happier. You know, it's really become enormously more clear lately that we really are what we eat. You know, you've all heard that before, I'm sure, but it's strikingly really true. That is, we've sequenced a lot of people's genes now, and you probably may have seen that in the news or seen that in classes. And the kind of astounding thing is that genes have almost nothing to do with our health. There are instances where they're important, but mostly it's what we eat and what our lifestyle is like. And we're trying to figure out how that really works and how we can understand that and optimize health for each individual. There are several things that are wrong with our diets that are making us sick and making us confused and making us depressed and all kinds of things. Much more than we would be if we had a better diet. And the biggest thing is that there are these essential fatty acids. There's two families, omega-3 and omega-6. And we get way too few omega-3s and way too many omega-6s. And that's what we study in this particular unit. It's the most important aspect of our diets today, and you'll learn a lot about this. When you come to the university in this unit, the first thing we'll do is give you some background about why omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6 fatty acids are so important for your health and your family members' health. And then the next thing we do is we actually take some of your blood, your own personal blood, and it's not a lot, prick your finger and drip it into a tube, and then you learn how to process your own blood, how to spin down the blood cells and wash them and pop them and get a hold of the membranes that surround your blood cells, and then process them to prepare them for measurement of what the fatty acids are in your red blood cells. And then we'll see how each of you stacks up in and what kind of improvements you might be able to make in your diet. And we also teach you how to analyze your diet with a computer program to find out which foods are putting you in a better shape and which foods are putting you in less good shape. And you can do this for yourself and for members of your family. The students that have gone through this have really found it extremely interesting and extremely important to them personally, for both themselves and members of their family.